Welcome back to another short bit segment. In this video, I'll cover how to add sounds to your app. In the previous short bits called adding images to your app, I covered how to use the image view. I recommend that you check that video out first since I'll be using the same app I created. But basically, you need a view in your app, that way when it's pressed, we will make the noise. Once you have that, let's get started. The first thing that we have to do in order to have media files such as MP3s in Android Studio is head on over to the resources folder on the left over here. And then we have to create another subfolder called raw, which will store our music assets. So to do this, we're going to right click on res or resources, and we're going to hover onto new and click Android resource directory. Then for the resource type that it shows over here, we're going to change it from values to raw. And then we're going to hit OK. Now we can see that underneath the resources, we have this folder called raw where we can place our MP3 to add sounds. And now what I'm going to do is I'm going to search for bell ringing MP3 and add that to my project. So I'm going to head over to Google Chrome and type in bell ringing MP3 and hit enter. And then I'm going to click on the first link that I see, which is from SoundJ. And then finally, I'm going to scroll to their fifth option and download that, because it's only 2 seconds long, which is what I'm looking for. And it's important that you download it as an MP3 and not a WAV or WAV file. So similar to images and drawable, our MP3 file cannot have a capital letter in it or any dashes. So that's why I'm going to right click on it and click rename. I'm going to say Bell. I'm going to name it Bell. And now what I'm going to do is just copy this file from my downloads folder. And I'm going to head back over to Android Studio. And then I'm going to come to raw and I'm going to click on raw over here. And then I'm going to paste the file. So you can see here it's saying copy bell.mp3 and I'm going to click OK. And then you can see here that we now have something underneath our raw folder, and that is going to be our mp3. And there it is, bell mp3. So now that we've gotten our mp3, the last thing that we have to do is when our view is pressed, we're going to have to play the mp3. So I have an image view, but you can use any view that. So now that I have the mp3 here, I'm going to head on over to mainActivity.java. And I'm going to create an object for my image view. And you can use, once again, you can use any view you want. I'm going to call it img. And then over here in the onCreate, I have to say img equals find view by id. And then provide the id for my image view, which is called image view. That way I can refer to it. So now I can finally say image img.setOnTouchListener new view.onTouchListener. And now what I'm going to do in here is I just need to write 2 lines of code to start our mp3 and to make it play. So I'm going to say media player, and I'm going to call the object mp equals new media player. Sorry, not new media player, just media player. And I'm going to say .create. And if you do Control P, you can see that we have to enter 2 parameters essentially, and that's the context of our activity as well as the resource ID of our mp3. So I'm going to say main activity dot this, and that's the context, and then to the ID of our mp3 is going to be r.raw, and then whatever you named it. So I named mine bell, so that's what I'm going to say .bell. And then to start the mp3 and actually play it, I'm going to say mp.start. And now I'm going to run the app to show you that it works. So here I have the app open, and I'm going to click on the shield, which is my image, and you can hear that it made that noise. That's it for this short bit segment. Please subscribe and share the channel with friends. In future short bits, I'll also cover how to set images and image views programmatically to Java, and how to make image views visible and invisible. Then pretty soon we'll get to make our first game, which is a basic clicker game. Until then, happy developing from IJ Apps.